Number 10. Donkey Kong Country is a 2D side-scrolling masterpiece released by Rare, when Rare actually made good games. Anyways, Donkey Kong Country is simply a fun game to play. Anyone can pick up and play this game. Not only does Donkey Kong Country have good gameplay, but it also has a good soundtrack with graphics that still hold up in today's standards. One of the cool things about Donkey Kong Country is that the game is relatively cheap, so there's no excuse not to buy this game. I have a lot of memories of playing this game as a child. It reminded me of the simpler times and when being a child was simply awesome. This game is a must-play in the Super Nintendo, and I highly recommend this game to anyone. I had a hard time picking which Donkey Kong game to put on the list, but I think that this one is just simply the better one, and it blew my mind when it came out. This game is simply a classic. Number 9. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Turtles in Time is a side-scrolling beat 'em up released by the highly talented people of Konami. I can't even tell you how many times I've played this game on my Super Nintendo. This game, in my opinion, is the best beat 'em up game of all time. This game has great graphics with a lot of color, and the music of the game is outstanding. In my eyes, I don't see any flaw in this game. The impressive thing about this game is that it mimics the cartoon show really well. The graphics in the game resembles the art style of the show. This game was originally released in the arcades, however, Konami decided to port this game on the Super Nintendo and they did a great job. It is a close port to the arcade game, and I actually prefer to play this game on the Super Nintendo than the arcade version. Number 8. Super Mario World. This game was my obsession. When I was a child, I constantly played this game with my brothers. I remember when school ended, I sprinted home just to play this game. Everyone who owns a Super Nintendo had to have played this game. I think that this game is far superior than Super Mario Bros. 3 because levels in the game are longer, the power-ups in the game have more of significance, it has better graphics and music, and the game actually feels like a world. Furthermore, the amount of secrets in the game will make you play for hours. And who could forget one of the best sidekicks in gaming, Yoshi. This was the first time we were introduced to the character Yoshi, and it was my favorite aspect in the game. Number 7. Contra 3: The Alien Wars. Anyone who has played the Contra series will immediately say that the games are too hard. I believe the Contra games are not that difficult. Once you memorize the levels and the placement of enemies, the game is not that hard. Plus, if you have the spreader gun, the game will be much more manageable. If you have ever played Contra games on the NES, then most likely you will like this game, because it is very traditional 2D Contra game. Contra 3 is arguably the best installment in the Contra series. In this game, we were introduced with better weapons, graphics, music, and levels, and yes, even the top-down levels were fun. If you want to play a game that is action-based, then Contra 3 is for you. One of my favorite aspects of the game are the epic bosses, because the bosses are huge and provide challenging gameplay. Overall, Contra 3 is, in my opinion, is the best side-scrolling shoot-'em-up game on the Super Nintendo. Number 6. Demon's Crest. The gameplay of Demon's Crest is similar to Mega Man games and the 2D Metroid games. Demon's Crest is the third installment of the Gargoyles Quest series. Not many people are aware of the existence of this game, and it's a shame because this game is very underrated. Essentially, the game revolves around collecting crests, and the crests allow Firebrand, which is the main character, to achieve new power-ups and new gargoyles to use. One of the complaints that I have heard of this game is that it is extremely short, and it is short. However, the game does offer replayability. In order to complete the game 100%, you must backtrack the levels to obtain all the items in the game, just like Metro games. The game does offer multiple endings depending on your completion. The difficulty in the game is fair. I did not feel like the game was too difficult, it was just right. The graphics in the game are dark, gritty, just the way I like it. The music is also very enjoyable. Give this game a try if you ever run across this game. Number 5. Mega Man X. This is my personal favorite Mega Man game of all time. I actually never played this game as a child. I recently played the game and I was blown away. This game made me play all the classic Mega Man games, but I still think that this game is outstanding and better than the other Mega Man games. In this game, you are traveling to different locations to destroy evil animal robots in order to obtain their power-ups. Once you obtain the power-ups, you can use it to easily destroy the animal robot masters. Throughout the level, X can receive upgrades that enhances the speed, strength, and health. I especially like listening to the soundtrack of this game because it is fast-paced and catchy. Give this game a try, you will not regret it. Number 4. Earthbound. Earthbound is a JRPG game that is non-traditional. What I mean by that is that the weapons and armor and the setting are completely unique. Some of the weapons consist of baseball bats and frying pans. The only words that I can describe this game is that it is unique, but very fun. Finding an actual cartridge will cost a lot of money. However, you can download this game on the Wii U's Virtual Console. Number 3. Super Metroid. Super Metroid is one of those games that it is an experience that every gamer should try. From the awesome soundtrack to the awesome gameplay, Super Metroid is quite possibly the best Metroid game in existence. The replayability is very high because there is so much to do in the game. You have to find many items that enhances the suit of Samus. This is an intense adventure that rewards players through exploration. I especially love the atmosphere in the game with the creepy soundtrack. This game is a good example of Super Nintendo having mature games. Number 2. Chrono Trigger. Wow, just wow. The first time I played this game, I was amazed of how good the game was, and it still is. This game will always be perfect to play. It will never be outdated. If you want to play a perfect JRPG game, then give this game a try. Everything about the game is absolutely perfect to the music, unique gameplay, art style, and story, and not to mention it has multiple endings. This game is pretty expensive for the Super Nintendo, especially complete in box. There are many methods to experience this game. You can buy this game from the Nintendo DS, PlayStation 1, and the Virtual Console, so there is no excuse not to buy this game. Before we get to number 1, let's mention some honorable mentions that could not make the top 10 list, but they are still high quality games. And this is number 1. The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. This game is simply a classic. I thoroughly enjoyed this game. This game is a perfect example of how games need to be, and it is to focus on what is fun. This is another game that rewards players through exploration. The amount of secrets, bosses, enemies, power-ups, level design, music, graphics, and gameplay are 100% perfect. This game is my favorite game of all time and the best Super Nintendo game in my opinion. Thanks for watching.